I don't feel it's healthy to begin with to be doing this like every single day or so on.
彼らはすでに死んでいて、小さな魂の残像だけが残っている状態です。
Seriously speaking, these white riots are still plants. They only gain sentience as a result of Curses' blessing of equality. Their sentience is minimal when compared to that of humans. Flowers have already died. When what you see here are just a faint. I mean, like, close the door. So Caster's girl is really small. She's really cute. It's that simple. Look at her yummy bag provided to us. Like, you don't need to be, you know, the beauty appreciator to just simply tell that the girl's bag just it's made for something else. Listen, not everything in gacha games supposed to be of those themes, but the schoolgirl type of girl kind of it highly rivals only two principles in those kind of terms. It's older woman and a loli, right? So here we are looking at two schoolgirls and a loli. So, however, this also means that the golden thread has definitely connected with the Titan's presence. Without the golden thread's outlines, we would not have been able to see them at all. Yeah, I mean, we just used the golden thread that Aglaia provided to us, right? Kind of a nice touch that Mem is able to provide us with singular words. You're distracting me. Black cloak and sword. Ain't no way that's Anaxu. But feeling, I mean, the basic evaluation tells that the Black Tide kind of consumed every single Titan to begin with, so I don't think there's anything good to begin with. Oh no. Aren't you the one to represent his power casters like here or not? I'm sorry, but should we be afraid one of yours? What I say, man? Mr. Kalinicus, we have installed bronze detonators along a number of the Grove main roads as you instructed. Very good, we can proceed according to a plan. There will be no issues on the technology side. We have already held detonation tests and ensured that they are able to damage the bodies of Titan. Just what? Just that such methods are blasphemous. Such things are not important in a moment of crisis. What matters most is that we slow the invasion of that Black Tide as much as possible. Never thought that when our backs were against the wall we would be forced to use that Anax's wicked ways. Other scholars held such reverence for the gods that they never researched such evil technology. Even if the Titan disagrees, it's not like they'll say anything. Alright, that's enough lamenting Gravitas. You have another important mission now. Needed to find a way to leave the Grove immediately and head to Okhima to request aid. I don't know if the Grove can withstand this threat, but if we can just hold out until reinforcements arrive, then all will be well. If not, I have no choice but to entrust the core flame to that woman. Aglaia? You want me to leave the front line and be a deserter? No, there is no way. You are Chrysos' heir. If anyone is going, it should be you. Kalinicus, I believe I've read his name in a log. Was this Kalinicus man responsible for... I'm sorry, we definitely read his name. 100%. I don't remember what he is responsible for. Don't argue with me, you know you will never win. It is precisely because I'm a Chrysos' heir that I must stay and fend off the Black Tide. I will endeavor to ensure we survive until reinforcements arrive. So, as we can see, as you can tell, the story goes as deep as provide us a thorough view on this generation of Chrysis' heir, which relates towards Curses, the Titan of Wisdom, which known to affiliate themselves with Mnestia, the Titan of Love. There's a telling that Curses used to confess their love to Mnestia, which listened to it for as long as eternity, but did not respond. I believe that goes alongside those, like if you open up profile and read about them. I will endeavor to ensure we survive until reinforcements arrive. I may be a scholar, but I know a bit about fighting. Any normal Black Tide monster is no match for me, so you needn't worry. I just don't want to be... Calling for aid is not desertion. If you were not prepared to risk your life, the Black Tide would simply intercept you and kill you before you made it to Oakham. Gravitas, you are the fastest among us. Will you accept this important duty? I will not let you down. May curses protect your mind, Master Kalinikus. The curses protect your mind. That was Kalinikus saying at the end. Sorry. So, who this Kalinikus exactly affiliates towards? Where do I find the file that we need? Not here. Quest ones. It's definitely somewhere else. There should be a menu. Data bank. Should be this one, right? Relics, terms, enemy, light cones, ions, factions, characters, relics. There should be somewhere just, you know... Maybe it's in inventory after all. There should be like a menu with all the text files we do manage to gather around in the world. Where is it? So like I'm playing this game for the first day, LMO. Disc. Material box. I'm not here to stall for the rest of eternity in this kind of case, but... Right, but... Use... I cannot find it. Account settings, missions, bookshelf. Bookshelf, it should be bookshelf, right? Yeah. There's a special menu to it. Heritage Arillo, Cianzou, Penaconi, Ampharos, Journal of Lepus. A lot of things we are missing, in fact. The world in Oronix's eyes. Undelivered growth report. Is it supposed to be the same, like, look? No. Degree of the Seven Sages. Must be this one. So, I was thinking of this Socrape guy, but looks like he is one of those. There's a long one which stands by Helcolitism, right? Maybe he aligns towards the long one. Who knows? Maybe no. Maybe that Veneration. Which Veneration represents important ceremonies to maintain the connection between the growth and the Titans. So basically like a middleman for the Titans and humankind. Oh my god, can you not skip this like dialogue if you go into it? Yuck. Why is there no skip button for this kind of scenario in this game? It's stupid. Well, it is what it is. You know, at the very least there's a really good lore to this place. You are very happy about that, I think, rather than being unhappy about small details. So a lot of these games seem very prominent, very promising too. Very interesting and very tempting to unveil more. Smell of death there on the step. Yeah, Cassius is the one character that should have smelled death for such a prolonged period of time. She should be able to in fact tell that death is nearing just by sniffing the staircase. Oh no! An insectoid race. Stella, you gotta be very careful here. They may be not finished. They look like something from those abominations from Cianzou, but at the same time, you know, very original. And ever since we've been through Gyro 6 as well, that kind of place, the first region to this place, there's always bad guys here and there, like baddies are always present. And looks like these creatures of Black Tide or whatever else, kind of no exception. What kind of beast is this, or is it the Death Titan skin? No, it's the I think it's the mutation of Dark Tide.
これはことによって形成された歪んだ空虚な抜け殻。
Thanks for clarifying, Cassius. You're the best.
皆さん、暗黒の潮の造物の死体があるというのは決していい兆候ではありません。
So you know, we are not that deep into the region, right? Not that deep, like not deep at all. We have not seen any crazy turnabouts thus far. Like nobody is killing Firefly or any of those. So maybe eventually, I'm pretty certain that the storyline is going to ramp up, like starting from this point onwards. It definitely going to start ramping itself out like crazy from now on. Previous version did not feature anything, as I said, like you know, Firefly dies.
No.
Agi. The story thus far has been like a little complicated, but as I'm saying, like you know, like dealing with the Strife's Titan King kind of did not provide that the same ideal and the same essence of you know, those like shock twist, right? Just we had goal provided and we established that we achieved it. Oh no, it's alive and it's like the ugliest thing ever. Yeah, as I'm saying, like Belobog Gyro 6, you know, looks like Antimatter Legion reskin, to be honest. Just more organic perhaps. Thank you, Triana, you're so generous today.
私たちの後ろに隠れてください。
I believe Casteris have heard her fair share of lies from Triana that she can protect everyone.
怪物が生き返った。
And she's scared like
僕がみんなを怪物が僕が怪物が生き返った。一緒に戦いましょう。
Damn, the resolution in Casteris' voice, listen to that.
一緒に戦いましょう。一緒に戦いましょう。
Jesus Christ, Casteris. Beautiful delivery. Certain enemies will inflict ally units with the corrosion state. Attacking enemies will restore corroded HP. The more targets hit, the more is restored.
黒い剣とマントとは暗黒の塩を指していたのですね。頼むよ。私を信じて不可能はない。
So they're immune to quantum element as well as imaginary and electro, you know. Kind of funny considering that Aglaé is electro, Medei is imaginary, and Caster's upcoming premium unit will be featured with quantum element. They all make up 3 elements of our 3 protagonists here, of 3 Chrysos' hairs. No heart vulnerability here or anything of those. Only Chrysos' hairs. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Come on, buff Stella. Alright, now buff Agi.
どうか正直に。
Oh, I am Aglaé.
舞よ。すべての糸は指先に運命が絡み合う。脆弱。身を汚れを払わん。
Oh wow, they teleport. Or lag.
開示。私がやる。やっ。
Alright, Stella, you can do it. Good job, Stella. Alright, no
クレイ
cutscenes.
ちゃん。
No cutscenes or anything, but Triana, despite staying in the back, managed to lose her breath.
クレイちゃん、キャスちゃん、すごい。
Great voice acting.
ミューミューミューメミメミ。樹底は比較的偏僻なところにあるとはいえ、紛争がいなくなった私たちが想像していたよりもずっと危険なのかもしれません。じゃあ奥平間も危険だってことか。この荒れ果てた状況を見る限り、学者たちは少なくとも第一波の攻撃は防いだはずです。
All this like corruption in the back, very reminiscent of Honkai Impact Turrets, Elysian Everlasting situation. It's like it begs to differ to say that This is just Elysium Everlasting. Elysium Everlasting. Is there anyone who really like guessed that this character right here is going to be playing that kind of pivotal crucial role here? I never guessed that she is going to be playing any role whatsoever. I mean, looking at her design, you would tell that she's going to accompany us one way or another, but I don't think anyone would be successive in distinguishing whether she's going to be in fact playing like any crucial role, like, you know, Firefly kind of role, or not. But thus far it seems like she's playing exact that kind of role. Let's hope that Death representative here does not die. I doubt she will. She seems like she can deal with evildoers all on her own. Not just because she can fend off those by her power, but she seems very smart. I don't think smart people get in trouble. Yeah, I don't think smart people get in trouble all that often and cannot like resolute themselves out of it either. Like, you know, just barely looking at Casteris' trailers, you don't need to tell that she is Chrysos' heiress just because she lived for such a prolonged period of time. It simply goes alongside of just looking at the character. She very smart. It very like self-evident towards our real world as well. If someone's smart from being born, I don't know how it works, like destiny or something, because predetermined like genetics or like I don't think people become smart with time, like at all. It's like you're smart or you're not. Just it's a gamble of sorts. I don't know. But Casteris, she seems extremely smart, extremely. So does Lady Aglaia. Very befitting the role of Chrysos' heiress. What are they talking about? He's even survived.
そうプレッシャーを感じる必要はあなたは最善を尽くしてくれました。まずはゆっくり休んでください。呪帝に帰るのはその後でもいいでしょう。師匠、少し気になることが。あの怪我人の出自について。
Something strange where that patient came from.
彼は奥平魔の人間ではあり、身につけていた服には非常に特殊な縫製方法が使われていました。
Undeniably from the grove.
呪帝？まさか。
そろそろキャストリスたちが到着する頃だと。
Where they are even at? I don't see like.
あ、トリアンから連絡だ。私たち呪帝に侵入した暗黒の塩の造物禁止を使っても生存者は確認できない。ナヤちゃん、どうしよ
う。やはり暗黒の塩の脅威は増しているようです。呪帝が最初に襲われるとは思いませんでしたが、彼女たちは火種が今どこにあるのか。
火種がまだあることは
ただ
暗黒の塩に
火種の確認と移動、そして生存者の捜索です。呪帝が襲われた経緯を明らかにしなくて、それからアナイクスの行方も確認してもらって、アナイクスの行方も確認してもらってください。よほどのことがない限りまだ生きている。
Unless something went terribly wrong, he should still be alive.
はずです。
We love determination in a woman's voice.
トリアンたちは出発したみたい。
そうあることをね。
でもライアちゃん、どうしてアナイクスがまだ生きてる
The womanly presence just knows better.
ってわかるの？
Maybe he's a madman or something.
彼の性格は誰よりもよく知っている。あの神を冒涜するヒポクリテスが自分の命が長くないことを知った術中。
Don't understand the implication of what she's trying to address here. If Blasphemous Performer knew that he was not long for this world, he would most certainly try to seize the core flame and drag the Titan down with him. What does that like mean? Knew that he was not long for this world, like going to die soon, most certainly try to seize the core flame and drag the Titan down with him. Like steal the core flame and become God himself if he's like afraid that he's going to die. So like she's trying to explain that she is in fact crazy madman, crazy scientist of that sort. Alright, I see.
18区火種を狙いタイタンを道連れにしようとするはずです。
それも
今回は真面目に言っています内憂外患とはこのことです。痛ましい殺戮は収まりましたが、奥平魔の宿敵は今なお私たちの前で、今頃私たちの首を絞めるための縄まで用意しているかもしれん。
それってつまり、
いくら紛争の座が空いているこの黒い波の到来はあまりにも早すぎ、この惨劇は単なる天才ではないのでしょう。残念ながらことが起こってしまった元老院が何か仕掛けてくる可能性がありますね。
ヒアンシーちゃんには
もう少し後にしましょう。連日の手術で疲れ切っています。突然の強砲でショックを与えたく。
Shock. She must be exhausted from performing surgeries non-stop for so many days. I don't want to overwhelm her with this bad news.
この危機を乗り越えられる受刑の人たちがたくさんいる。
Oh yeah, there was like plenty of survivors, definitely. Trivia. It's time to grow up.
いるといい。
Be more realistic.
あの最悪の
Damn, look at the height difference of Aglaia and Trivia. It's like Aglaia Titan herself.
命がけで脱出した彼を除いて法的な状態でしょうから。
It's likely he's the only one who managed to escape from the grove against all odds. The mad scientist. I mean, fair, right? It takes craziest to survive the epidemic or like zombie apocalypse. Everything will be fine. The people of the grove are all really smart. They'll definitely be able to chase away the black tide. Yeah. This Tribetarian, they kind of like childish the same way Luke are, despite being literal demigods.
大丈夫だと思う。受刑の人たちは頭がいいから、きっと暗黒の潮だって追い払えたはずだ。
I love how worrisome her voice sounds. Like every single one of these voice actresses, whether it's Aglaia, Caceres, or Trivios, or even me, like they in fact putting a crazy amount of effort into what they're delivering with their voices. Feels like they're putting their soul into voicing out provided lines, elements, and situation, responding, aligning with what is going over at the screen. That they're really living through the character. That's really important in any of these kind of spheres. Who is Anaxa anyway? Why does everybody seem to have some kind of trust in? No clue. No clue either. How should I put it? He's nuts.
に対するアグライア様の態度はおそらく信頼とは真逆のものだと
I'm
思い
telling
ま
you,
す。
you don't need to know who Anaxa is from any kind of like leaks or anything like that to understand that it takes a literal mad scientist to survive epidemic. Sounds like a big shot. That makes complete sense.
お二人に対するアグライア様の態度はアナイクス先生に対するそれよりもずっと友好的です。
Favorite child situation, the favoritism, yeah. It is the best child.
アナイクス先生は黄金栄でありながらタイタンや神託といったものは全て笑い話だと
Are they not a nonsense?
信じていまして。
I mean, probably it has to deal with the belief system of this world, right? Like, probably Titan's strength kind of depends on believing in them, the same way like faith works in our world.
定期的に開かれる民会でも
Which would make that Anaxa guy by following up that would make a pure contradiction because, you know, the king of Titan supposed to be in fact being loyal to their parental figure, the ones they stem from. We should add bonus points to him and make him even more like a mad scientist, right? During our regular citizens' assemblies, he's always voted to oppose the flame chase journey. Maybe he does not see any lead up to that from his perspective.
それなら僕も知ってるぞ。新しい思想にも寛容で キャファレみたいに僕たちにすっごく優しいタイタンなんだって。
Yasashi Titan that most tolerant of novel ideas. Apart from Kefale, they're the Titan who treats us the best. What about Nestia though? Probably trivial, most like humanity. Then they literally say that only Oronix and Kerosus did not turn around from humanity. The other Titans do not give flying about humankind, but I believe they mentioned that Oronix and Kerosus are the only ones in support of humanity up till this point. But they say here that Kefale as well treats them, the world being that the one that has his world on his back, treats them good as well. So, piece of information acquired, right? We don't know much about Mnestia thus far as it would appear, but I simply presume that they're a nice one. If they're like, well, they did not like answer to Cersus's pleas to love, but you know, they're affiliated with Aglaé, and Aglaé is kind of she. The woman makes all the sense.
で私たちはそのような人類に好意的なタイタンたちと協定を結んだのでだ。オロニクスは違う。彼女は必要に駆られて僕たちに力を授けただけだから。
With the exception of Oronix, at least they didn't lend us their power willingly. Oh my god, why does Mem participate in like debates from now on? That thing looked like a child and acts like a puppy, but now it like participates in a full-scale debates of what Titans represent here. Is there some strong line of dialogues as well? Like, Anna pushes an idea that Oronix did not lend us power willingly, but Mem provides with follow-up that Oronix, if they were not in fact as nice, then Mem would not be in here. I think neither of them is wrong, because both of them are kind of true though in their own way, but Oronix did in fact provide us with, at the very least, solution. They did not turn around. Even though it was under the pressure of getting their core flame, they still did in fact aid to us. So it's really not a bad line from Mim. I don't understand how this character provides us that load of reason here.
確かにそうですね。それにこの神々が暗黒の潮の影響を受けず狂気に陥らなかったおかげでもあります。
Then Caster says, how this kind of face called grief, just like emoji.
僕はサーシスも大丈夫だって信じてる。だって受刑の人たちはみんな頭がいいからな。
I mean, sadness works to explain it too, right? There's like grievance, like that kind of word, right? Someone died and you're sad. I believe Cersus will be alright. After all, everybody says that the people of the Grove are really smart.
だからグレイちゃん、キャスちゃん、みんなの捜索は任せて。人を探すのは得意だから。ほら、なんたって空を飛べるからさ。わかりました。ではトリアン様、持って行ってください。禁止は高いところの方がより大きな効果を発揮するはずです。そしてこれだけは約束してください。第一に考えると。
第一 Rudy. Let's promise us that you'll take care of yourself. So, Cassius proposes that using golden string from above will be a very good idea.
わかった。危なくなったら絶対みんなのとこに行く。もちろんみんなも何かあったら僕を呼ぶんだぞ。すぐに駆けつけて扉を開けてあげるからな。それが私の言いたかった2つ目のことです。万が一の時を除いて
Can they teleport
扉を
people
開くのは絶対にやめてください。
as well? Wow.
をするわけにはいかないのですから。
The demigod's powers kind of are insane, it would seem.
これは僕たちも覚えてるもん。僕みんなを助けたくて。
Oh, what a precious smile. I can't wait for this, like, child to die.
それは私たちも分かっています。 私たちの中で一番強い半身ですからね。物語の中の勇敢な大英雄のこと、彼らはいつだって最も強い力を最後まで温存しておき、確実に勝利を収めていました。どうでしょう。
キャスちゃんの言う通りだな。分かった。勇敢な僕は先に行ってみんなの道を切り開くぞ。
切り開くぞ。There she goes. Something about Onyx's power. I wonder if I'll find any memories.
怪物がこんなに。
Beyond the Veil. Written by Pheresius the Venusianist, Light Calendar, year 3749. What year? Jesus Christ. If you think about how long it took dinosaurs to spawn in our world, what kind of number does this 4,000, this 4-digit one make? It's not a number even compared with some other ones, but definitely longer than both Roman Empire and our civilization. I must make sure I record all of this. My thoughts are beginning to grow blurred and blanks are appearing in my memory. However, these discoveries are far too important. They may have revealed the truth of what lies beyond the veil of Onyx. I will attempt to use the last of my sanity to organize these notes. Ceremony preparation. As a Venusianist scholar, we are always studying various ceremonies that involve communication with the Titan. I wish to go for one step further. I do not want to simply communicate with them, I want to observe them directly. How big is the Evernight Veil of Onyx? What lies beyond it? Could that be the divine kingdom of the Titans? With the correct approach, I may be able to catch a glimpse of these secrets. Many years of research I have conducted a number of key elements. The orb. There is some kind of power contained in the Onyx's orb. A set astrological alignment. An ancient incantation that must be chanted in the correct tone. First attempt, Light Calendar, year 3749, month of fortune. The constellations are in perfect alignment tonight. After completing the purification ceremony in the chamber of purifying tears, I begin the first attempt. I place the orb before my forehead and interesting discovery. When I stare at the flowing matter, my thoughts seem to flow also. The boundary between the worlds of the present and the past grows blurred. I saw conversations that had not yet happened and heard the voices of people who had long passed. Warning, do not try to record these scenes in words. Every time I try, the text simply cuts in there. Well, looks like the words in fact kind of started flowing out of their brain, so they could not proceed to write it down. Something unexpected happened during today's experiment. When I activated the orbs at the same time, they broke and a huge explosion completely wiped out my laboratory. What does this mean? Is this a divine punishment of Onyx? Did this happen because Onyx is watching me and feels that my experiment has surpassed the rules laid upon mortal? Could it be that the design of my ceremony was flawed and that caused the explosion? My head's starting to hurt, my memory is becoming fragmented. I want to reorganize my manuscript. I remember I wrote down some numbers before. They were to do with the movement of the stars and other things, but there are only strange symbols on the manuscript now. They look like something I drew in my sleep. Just what on earth are they? So something interesting here, right? Date unclear. Made mistake, Veil or Onyx, mortals must not enter the divine realm of the Titans. What else is there? My head hurt. Conclusion to someone, I don't think I can continue this research. Do not repeat my mistakes. There are certain boundaries that must not be overstepped. I now understand why Onyx created the Evernight Veil. It is the boundary that divides the sanity of mortals and the divine power of the Titans. I have begun to doubt my existence. As I write these words, who is that moving my hand? When I reflect on such questions, who is that is moving my thoughts? We believe that we are observing destiny, but perhaps we are the ones being observed. This Ornyx that is observing us, ridiculous mortals, littered with indecipherable symbols and chaotic lines. Occasionally you can make out a few words. Ornyx is looking at us. Mortals, get out of here. You should not investigate the divine power of the Titans, and their divine power cannot be observed. I am not real. Who am I? What am I? I am. The final page contains only a note in shaky handwriting. Forgive my transgression, O Whale of Evernight. This manuscript was first discovered in a secret chamber of the Grove of Epiphany, Library of Philia. According to records, the author Perseus went missing after completing this document. Some say that he transformed into a star with the Evernight Whale, while some say that you can occasionally hear him mumbling to himself in the depths of the library. Well, looks like we cannot proceed in opposite direction, so let's proceed with the story-related one. It's unfortunate we cannot speak with these effigies. I presume we will be able to later. The black-colored monster has fallen like a toppled statue. Within its body is golden ashes, perhaps the same substance as the gold blood that is commonly seen in Aphrodite. Not good, I didn't see anything. Optional, try to sense a black tide's monster's memory. The monster's body is twisted like brambles, not allowing any living being to approach. Ouch, that hurts, and I didn't see any memories either. Well, don't see anyone in here, which means we proceed further on. Must be in here, right? This one. Despicable twisted life form. It was once a living soul that could mourn pain, but now it can only turn its head on others, until its soul drifts silently out of its shell.
これは推測ですが、暗黒の潮に飲み込まれた命、魂すら残らないからかもしれませんね。
Well, thanks for insight, Miss Caceres. Must be a cutscene about it.
鍵がかかってる。開きませんね。
Oh my god, what was that voice?
かかってる。
An actually genuinely surprised Stella voice.
おそらく暗黒の潮を防ぐために鍵をかけたの。
Does Osoraku mean probably in Japanese? Or like apparent, something like that, right? I'm afraid that kind of word means goes alongside it, right? It would appear, I'm afraid, those kind of words. Like a discovery kind of. Flaming Lance Charge!
無理はしないでください。その力は私たちが思っているよりも強力。
Leroy Stella!
力ですから。ミュウミュウミュウメイミミミミュウミュミミミミミミミミミミュウミュウ。
Since the door's creation of the three titans of fate, maybe the eyes of Ornyx will help me find a way to open it. What do you mean a mirror door? It looks like a freaking... You dumbass, who you are? Hello? Oh... The guy that immediately pops up in front of us and calls us stupid. If this isn't the second incantation of a Roman guy that we've already met plentiful of, Dr. Ratio. Incarnation, I'm sorry. Oh no. Anaxagoras. Rule number 1, don't call me Anaxa. What do I call you then? Like Papi? You tell him, man. Mem and Anaxa are already best friends. Exalted truth is like, there's no meaning to living. Why? What kind of world-ending scenario did he manage to understand is going to happen to the point he left this kind of guiding star in here, but he did not manage to prevent anything whatsoever. Can you explain to me just like the craziest man alive standing in front of us, but he could not prevent anything, but he did in fact bother to leave this kind of surprising message. What? Alright, let's not nitpick the story here, but Anaxa. You can never nitpick this kind of story, like, ever. It's never worth just accept story for what it is, but at the same time, nothing is impossible. Having said that, alchemy is not omnipotent. Each time you hear from me, an equivalent part of my soul is being consumed at the price. In other words, this voice isn't created out of thin air. Why bother? Did he like lock himself up? Is he like desperate to survive? But at the same time he plays smart. With Anaxa, I am not talking with any like phantoms in here, like we either talk face to face or Luminary Throne. Alright, thank you, man.
あなたたちの様子を見るに何か有益な記憶を見つけたようで
No, nothing important, just let's proceed to the Illuminary Throne.
アナイクス先生がすみません情報量が多すぎて少し整理させてください
Man, Castor is so cute. Oh wow, he said his name is Anaxagoras. No spirits and alchemy referred to?
アナイクス先生は同じ源から生まれ自構成をしておりそれこそが魂だと考えていました。
Yeah, but at the same time, he is not responsible for studying soul. There is deviation branching out into the study of soul and art, but he is not responsible for that. He is secret police, as I have learned in the previous one.
それを知性の種と名付けたのです。この理論はとても複雑なの。興味があるのでしたら。直接先生に聞いてみると
Then look at that sorry, that goofy expression of Castor is staring at you face to face and she's saying it's extremely complicated. Not to belittle her intelligence, but I think that Castor is the best. She's not afraid to put out words such extremely complicated to you. Okay, she's extremely smart character, as I mentioned already, on the level of you know, instincts, but at the same time she's just the most precious creatures in this world. And also like look at that, like the goofiest voice acting too, like she acts so geeky, like this is the best girlfriend of this game, like she dethroned Firefly immediately. Just why don't you need Penacony and Firefly when Anporos and Kasu-chan exists? This is the best character of this game, why would she not be? Rather that he is still alive. Everyone seems to have evacuated, which kind of contradicted by his lines, didn't it? He just himself pointed out that some people may have been survived, in fact. Perhaps Anaxa did not manage to survive. Also like a contradictory, I'm pretty certain he is alive. We don't have that information since it's Aglaea who pointed out that he is crazy enough to survive, but if you bring forth simple deduction that he in fact even thought of leaving those kind of memory shards in here, you would probably deduct that he is wielding information capable of allowing him to survive. We have to go to the luminary. Let's click on the first one. Particular, does that mean he does not like his name, or on the opposite? He said to not kill to not ask him, to not call him Anaxa. He said to not call him Anax. But Anaxagor? No, I don't think he said anything about that. But also that like ending with us, that is such typical Roman thing. Like, you know, you could read it out as Anaxagor, as I said, like Anaxagoras, like this us at the end, the suffix. It's such a Roman thing that. What do you think? Did he manage to survive or not, Cassis?
あまり考えたくありません。火種を移動させられなかっただけで、なんとか逃げられたかもしれません。
He just said that people in fact survived, but let's ask Caceres, do you think everyone evacuated?
今のところ、それが唯一の朗報です。火種の回収に集中し。ミミミュウミュウミュウミュウミュウメミミュウミュウミュウメミミミミュウ。
Oh my god, Caceres is so small. I would lift her with my 2 hands. I would rather carry her entire day long.
サーシスの火種が保管されている場所、巨大な木のてっぺんに位置しています。彼の言う通りなら、火種はまだそこにあるのでしょう。
According to Anaxa, the core flame should still be there, where Curse's core flame is kept, the Illuminary Throne without eyes.
ですが、そこへ行くの、先生が言うほど簡単なことではありません。
Ah.
ミミミュウミュウミュウミミミミミミミュウミュウミュウメミ。
Oh, it's the place that easy to defend and difficult to attack. So that boy in fact shelled themselves in, didn't he?
ミミミミュウメミメミミミュ無事ミュウミュウミュウ。
Buji mi.
道中、彼が他にも似たようなヒントを残して
Bujide in Japanese safe, right? Bujide.
見てみましょう。
Let's see whether he left us any similar directions for us along the way.
ミミミミュウミュウメミ。
Seems like the message serves
錬
as well.
金術とは本当に不思議ですね。
Fushigi, she says incredible, but Fushigi means particular, weird, or any of those. Uncommon. Helcalitism Starter Fitness Guide. Valuing knowledge over health is like writing with the finest ink on the cheapest parchment. Entire do not get out of bed immediately after waking up. Instead, do some basic stretches to stimulate blood flow. After getting out of bed, wash your face with cold water, say your prayers, practice thought training, and have your first meal only eat until about 70% full. Contrary to popular belief that the time between waking and eating is the best time for abstract thought, intense exercise is not recommended. Note: do not take excessive rests. We recommend keeping your total exercise duration within 1 hour. If you have wow, that is like aligns with our world. Have no plans during action hours, such as conducting experiments, attending special training, joining social events, or personal recreation. You can begin a muscle strength training regimen straight after the aforementioned cardiovascular exercise program is complete. Strength training is best completed 2-4 times a week to maintain the explosive power of your muscles and prevent deterioration. Furthermore, participating in the various team activities mentioned above is also a good mention. Gaining muscle is about persistence. No one is capable of perfectly planning their time without interference from external factors, and everyone feels lethargic from time to time. The key is learning to coexist with these inevitable factors. Therefore, do not feel like just giving up because you were not able to exercise during a set, and do not push all your projects back to the end of the day and deal with them then. True. Like, you cannot exercise in particular time, you just like you do as much later as possible. Very true. In short, be sure to make lots of friends while you are exercising. Smartest also makes it easier for you to participate in group activities that are more interesting than solo ones. Curtain full hour. If you are unable to avoid staying up late, then it's best to sleep in and not force yourself to get up early. Oh, Helcalitism, the music in this region going just insane. So Helcalitism seems like it's related towards physical health, perhaps mental one too. It is plenty known factor that the mind, kind of our brain, it is directly influenced via our body, entirety of our body state. If you want to be smart, you in fact need to be like physically on point. You cannot just like throw an indefinite amount of sugar, like, you know, fiction would provide to you an insight of to boost your thinking capabilities. No, you have to like have fine, fit body build and lead healthy life to be able to persist at a certain level of thinking. OMG, what is that bloomy thing? Yeah.
私にも聞こえました。
So the region feel majestic and very fantasy. Just immediately we are on top of a tree. Like you would not come up with any more fantasy theme in here. And the most pleasant factor here would be that we are in 2025. We are not in 5 or 10. The theme may be the one that have spanned already in many other fictional works, but it recreated here in Star-Rail in a very stylistic and very fond fashion. Perfectly aligned this as the second version, second expansion of the Unfurious, and here we are to learn about Kersus, the Titan of Knowledge and Intelligence.
髪型がわかりませんので注意してください。
Meow meow. That's why you're supposed to keep it quiet in the library, ma'am.
見つけました。声は向こうの方から聞こえてきました。
White rats?
いえ、遠いところからです。
Oh,
行って
whoa.
みましょう。
Go check it out. Go down, we don't alert them. Hold them. Man, don't scare us like that. Looks like some mechanic to this place. There will be like a passage in here then. Traveling point. Well, looks like a lot of scholars did not in fact escape as they mentioned. Must be nice to be a white dryad. They don't seem to be corrupted whatsoever. Maybe some of them in fact were corrupted and transformed in these insectoids, and some didn't. The Saria statue has been preserved in this way due to program maintenance. The years have eroded its details, but the story behind it cannot be wiped away. Song of Fate season. Legend says that Croesus' Harris brought Ilia. Was there like 3L in there? It's Ilia, right? It's I first one, the capital one is the I. And then it's 2L. Ilia once passed through Janosopolis during Fate season, casually singing this folk song while riding a dromas. When the year is young and new, Janus burst their ancient door. The eldest sister of Fate draws border through, with chains across the cosmic floor. See the lines that split the sky, cleaving future from the past. All cast earthly bonds aside and burn the bridges to their yore. In the month of perfect time, Talanton wins the spring of the second sister of Fate with measures fine, weighs all things both small and great. Talanton is the judgment, right? Judgment or something. Weighs all things both small and great. See how dawn and dusk align, day and night in equal weight. Mortals rise when dawn bells ring, rest when sunset takes its place. Perfect balance shows us all nothing truly small or great. In the drowsiest days, Ornyx spreads sleepy haze. The youngest sister of Fate falls like ambrosia flows. Muting reasons, waking crows. See how dim the daylight grows. Even the dawn device drifts to repose. Mortals drift in dreamy doze. Melancholy softly flows. Let all rest in gentle peace till new life brings sweet release.
いい感じ。
いい感じ. Hoshi no Aro. Wow, we can descend? What? Where are we going? Did I just skip story? OMG, what is this? And is this not natural to like explore further than dive in a story? Steli, what are you standing on? Did Mnestia provide you more power than strings? Perform a miracle. Wow. OMG, Cognos Bloom. Have the character stand on a Cognos Bloom to reach a higher location through the growth, and cause it to go back down via the rewind ability. Cognos Bloom sometimes becomes corrupted even after it has been rewound. It will still return to the state the ability was reused. Just Adonis Elevator. What? Are we not able to go down yet? I think we are limited by power influence. Looks like we cannot go anywhere yet, or else. Unless we use this thing. Yay. Titan King. We know of that one, in fact. Oh, hello. Discovered by enemy cannot be found. Oh, well. Slate guide to grow flora. Follow the path of contemplation for viewing, as some plants are sensitive. Please do not linger for too long on one spot. Wow, the amount of lore to this place is kind of crazy though. Like, is there someone who in fact wants to you know, dive into the region, like learn every single one of details developers came up with to make a fully authentic world? It's no wonders for this place to be able to Golden Dust Rose. True, flowers often play supporting roles in romantic tales, but none would dare use the Golden Dust Rose for courtship. All know that since Kepha's creation, it has remained under Thanatos' constant watch. Legends say in its realm, Thanatos lays the beloved upon fields of golden flowers. Each petal houses a soul lost to the strife. Perhaps this is why even the most ravenous cloud ship ignore it. Following this thread, Grove scholars traced the flowers' origin to find this golden rose. Beautiful yet thorny, likely the real reason cloud ship avoided. Alright. Oh, free chest. Oh my god, what is this magic? Jesus Christ. This region is really fun. Hanamyo! Hanamyo! Wow, this region is something very original. As I mentioned previously, like a Overlord game, like, you know. Did anyone of you like play that one? Everyone did, right? Hanamyo! Oh, Black Tide. What? But what Cre? In the ancient era Creatura. In the ancient era Creatura, Aquila, after forging the Dawn device, collaborated with the Kephali to bring forward the legendary beasts embodying the Titans. It is whispered that the meteoric eagle is a symbol of Aquila's celestial feathers that occasionally fall to the mortal realm. Aquila, is that the one in the sky? Creature warped by the Black Tide, driven solely by insatiable thirst for bloodshed. So like anti-matter legion, right? The same. Its razor-sharp blade can cleave through anything in its path, while its figure moves like a spectre, spreading decay and corrosion to every corner of the world. Eternal Lament, a crystal born from the demise of Black Tide creatures, advanced material used for enhancement. Born of the Void and destined to return to the Void, a contorted existence wrought by decay, fated to wander the desolate earth purposelessly. Its life is one of ruin and sorrow. Oh my god, it's doing the Gopnik pose. It's doing the Kalpas from Honkai Impact Third. Oh, hello there, beautiful ladies. Gate is locked. Oh, Kalpas Honkai Third. Is this like Yaya Sakura next to you, man? Hello? Loser. Oh my god, it's blinking. Ah, Stella, Nigero! Stella, they're going to catch up to us. Can you like haste? Oh my god, what was that? Is this where we came from? No, it's not. It's definitely asking us to return to the story though. Who cares? Oh. As prophesied, the path has been unlocked. Hmm? What happened?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Yeah, no clue, who cares now. Let's try to come back to the scene of the crime. It has been asking us to. And Star Rail is truly a beautiful game in terms of both story and characters. I don't even realize how some people do not appreciate this game today. I don't understand why all of you leave. I'm sorry, but whoever we're enjoying, you know, I already pointed out at it, but whoever were leaving like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, enjoying all this like, you know, other kind of games like Dark Souls series, and whichever game is popular, you kind of like be reasonable about people appreciating those games in a reasonable, orderly manner, right? Games, they come out, they feel some part of our life, they leave some memory on us, but they usually don't leave like part of it in our soul or anything of those. They do not take up bigger space than just, oh, another game in my life. It does not make a part of my life or any of those. Which games are not meant to be part of your life to begin with. Like, to be living, right? And games are games, life is life, so... But all I'm saying is that this feels like something very important, something very much bigger proportion. That's what I'm trying to imply here. Alrighty, who were calling us? Hello, woman. Chrysalis of gold, Nestia, weaving tales of hearts destined to meet. Purest beauty in your grace, deepest passion in your heat. Divine Echo Romance. A long journey into the lovely night. The caster is back. Jesus Christ, I would not hesitate next to her. Statue resembling an old man, draped in robes, seated in deep meditation. Resembling an old man draped in robes. Yeah. Knock knock. Stroke. Oh, woman. Oh my god, it's the... Is this the Ion of Abundance? What was the name? Jashi? Or is this like a dryad girl? Jesus Christ, she looks astoundingly adorable. She's just like Caceres. Oh god, the voice as well is like the most woman kind of voice you would find ever. Jesus Christ, like walking sex. She looks quite young though. Wow, what a sexy woman. Absolutely, my lady, you look absolutely stunning today. The woman is getting wrapped into the triangle of Stellium and... Well, I mean, power walking, she didn't say a thing, Caceres. Why are you like pushing on the woman so hard? You kind of like for a second just think about it like reasonably, right? I mean, let's not nitpick to it too hard in here, but death is kind of authority that has to be the most responsible of all. You cannot just weigh someone with the power of providing death on demand and not ensure that it's the most reasonable, like logical, balanced thing of the universe ever. You cannot provide that kind of authority to someone without being able to reasonably apply it. Hi Professor, I understand what you are saying, but are you a Spectre?
私が何か感じ取れるはずです。
Oh, Caster is whispering in our ear. Oh my god, the ASMR is kind of like... The ASMR just got to another level here. Jesus Christ.
トゥローディでも彼女の気配を察知できませんでした。もし本当に幻影で作った仮の姿だとした
Oh my god, Caster is not only our wife but best friend too.
探りを入れてみましょう。
二人ともその密談我も加えてくれない。
お断りします。真の姿も見せずに人の会話に入ろうとする方とはあまり仲良くしたいとは思えませんから。あなたが答えられればとりあえず敵ではないと判断しましょう。
始めてくれ。
第752回弁論大会決勝の議題は
752nd? Which one? Caster is what?
それとも静止しているか。
At rest, obviously.
その時のあなたの学派
メディアだでは地種学派のファイノンだった。
Finan, who is that? Listen, knowing Finan, that guy that like birds fly to just fall, must be extremely, in fact, supplemented with information regarding the flying creatures and flying aspects of this world. The arrow is obviously at rest and Finan obviously won.
その回の弁論大
What do you
会
mean it
は
never took place? What?
前回の大会の結果だ。勝者はファイノン。弁論大会で10連覇を果たしている。食するために弁論大会よりも有用な情報を教えてやる。
Alright, more valuable than the great debate. So some sort of warning or friendly like advice?
地種学派のアナイクスはまだ死んでいない。我が救い出したから今彼
Wow, I think talking about debate would be much more significant for us, to be honest. Who cares about that Anaxa? Really like the woman's voice
そ
acting.
の驚いた顔よりも可愛らしい。
Second time she's saying
ますます気
Kawairashi.
に入った。
Looks like she took liking to Cassius and for a good reason, everyone does.
百分は一見にしかずというだろう。あ
そういった
の玉座に
来いよ
行って確かめれば
そういった
わかる
来いよ
ことだ。
Tsuita koyo. Oh, that Yakuza meme.
あなたから目を離しませんから。
Keep my eyes on you at all times. Oh, Cassius, thank you.
光栄だな。水車を動かせば上に上がれる。そのためにはこの心臓を目覚めさせる必要がある。
Should it not be dysfunctional since Black Tide kind of invaded this place? Makes no sense that it does not work to begin with, if it is not the tide that caused it to slumber. One little sip, just a tiny taste of this honeydew of knowledge, and I'll ace the final exam. Now, since nobody's around. No, wait, there are any more final exams? Are there any more final exams? Sorry. Hello, Garment Maker. A mannequin carved with dance of varying depths, evidence of its involvement in battles against creations of the Black Tide. Your padded shell and dim patterns begin to glow once more. Perhaps the connection of the golden thread encountered an obstacle, or the Garment Maker has sustained too much damage. Doesn't respond immediately, let it take its time. Interesting. Omoshiroi. I legitimately don't understand why majority of
この
people
先落類の浄化室。
記憶力がいいな。
legitimately don't understand why majority of people do not play in Star Rail, Honkai Star Rail today. I don't understand. This game is the flagman of what we have today. Why? Why people do not play in this? Explain to me, please. This game has been teased, mentioned, or shown at every corner of the internet here in 2025. But some people do not just hesitate. Most of the people do not just hesitate. They don't understand why you're supposed to be enjoying this game or either like any game, in fact. Chat, dear viewers, I'm sorry, not chat, but dear viewers, just explain to me, please. Is it that insane of a concept to simply sit back in your chair with either PC handheld, or a mobile device. Slowly get your time around your free time with term called video game.
私たちをここへ連れてきて何をするつもりですか？
I don't understand how majority of people they jump on any garbage that humanity outputs, any garbage, to use their time and waste it and forget that something happened in their life. But when it comes to handicraft like this, it comes the best humanity managed to pull off ever since computer boom. In fact, preceding it, literature works. This is the pure crystallized effort of humankind to bring about better to everyone's life. And nobody enjoying it, nobody. It is ridiculous, like humanity took many wrong steps in how you all perceive fictional work and what you all care about. This is insane.
我が考えていることは一目瞭然だろう。浅い池が見える。
Listen, I'm not here to be sitting here for the rest of my life and enjoying best of games alone. Neither I'm trying to like implicate that other people should, but
あの中に咲く睡蓮、サーシスが最初に涙で潤し、モネ
we are getting these expansions every 6 weeks, every month and a half. In multiple games, in fact. It's the same for Wooden Waves. That game is also like just released, newly released game. But majority of people not just insistent. Majority of people, they gather at world to such extent. We do not even have social media today. It's not a social media, it's like platform for expansion of yourself and war, bringing about like deaths of multiple others, many people, leading everyone into the brick wall. When an indefinite amount of good games exist, but no social media, no people around. It's like 8 billion people working every single day to get interrupted day by day by the fact some people are abusing monetary means and no one cares about anything good in this world.
が持ってきた友情の愛で守った柱の神が永遠に連れ添うことを誓った証だ。二人は深い井戸を越え、彼のためにその証、瀕死の誓いを取ってきてくれれば。
So just Mim says Cal. What did she mention her name being of? Calypso? Callisto? Calypso. Could a deep well be a trap? Is this how we're going to test and name us?
そうとも。どうすべきかわからないのか？
取ってくるのは構いませんが、おかしなことは企てないようにお願いします。
お願いします。
おや、そなたたちのために手助けしているのに、あんまりではないか？
What does Amari mean in Japanese? Because I'm hearing it over and over, but from this character. So much that Amari does not mean really, but it can be translated as such. So much really. So it's kind of one of those like parasite words. So much. Amari Nemo, if you want to use it with an adjective. Amari so much that. How to use verb, dictionary form, casual past, JLPT and 3.
それにあの品は心臓を目覚めさせ水を引き出すために不可欠なもの。もし取ってこられなければ閉じ込められ永遠に抜け出せなくなるだけだ。
Besides, the bowl is essential for awakening the heart and drawing water out of the source. If you can find it in this time, you can just remain trapped here for the rest of eternity. Well, very reassuring.
我らは一連卓勝というだけ。もっとも考えが全くないとも言えないが、いっそのことこの機会に
The woman speaks too slowly.
そなたたち二人の実力を測るための試験を誠実な答えになったであろう。
メミミョミョミメミミョミョミョメミメミ
You love the leaf at the back of Mem's head, right? It very fits the theme. It very fits the woman in front of us as well. It's like they're a pair of each other.
今はこれ以上のことは言えない。どうする？アナイクスの門生ならば10日交換は当然の断りだろう。
反論できません。今のところ私たちの利害は一致していますし、指示に従って行動する方がいいでしょうに。詳しくは話せませんが、彼女は私の過去を知っていますので。 な素振りは見せないと思います。
Show me a single individual who does not have a reason to fear you.
もし彼女の最終的な狙いがあなただったとしても安心してください。すぐに私が止めます。
Would you like calling the Nether Dragon and breathe it to death? So reassuring to have Cass around. I should put my brain to use too then. We already did this. We already cheated the puzzle. Right, should this not be open? Why is this closed? It's like forced to close itself. Right, we already cleared this. Convenient.
これが彼女の罠でないといいのですが。
Oh yeah, this is definitely a trap. Surely there's a wonder behind this waterfall. Burial quests and mystical blade that defeats all monsters as soon as you pull it out. That's how all the Bard stories go, right? Chakona from Wooden Quest. Definitely she would come up with it.
禁止の誓いですか。
The Golden Bow of Woes.
タイタンの逆鱗に触れないことを祈るばかりで。
Hope that Titan will not take their anger out on us. Don't worry, there are several ions that have my back.
アイオーンたちもタイタンの問題に干渉できればよかったのですが。
よかったけどですか。
美しくきらびやか。やはり昔以上になった。
カリプソーミューメミミミミミミミミミミミミミミュミュミュミミ
Calypso, meow, 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 meow.
すまなかった。
Oh my god, you made a woman apologize. What did Mem say even? Well, don't suddenly appear out of nowhere and scare me like that. My tiny little heart cannot take it. This is already the second time. Mew Mew Usagi. Oh my god, this like pink mascot is just the best alongside Cassius, right?
それでこれは本当に伝説の禁止の
試してみればわかる。池の裏に秘密の抜け道がある。こちらを通るのが。
Strange aquatic flower, they're sheen, dazzling and warm. It's said that they are tokens of the eternal vows between two revered deities. So, Mnesty and Curses.
なぜそんなに詳しいのですか。
ああ、それは我は七賢人の一人だからな。
Oh my god, grand reveal. Who would have guessed that this special individual is one of the sages? Who would have offered the golden bow of vows to the heart? Grow where for are the wise silent. So this is where we came from. This is the entrance to this place. We get to witness the chi from here. We got to this interdimensional space. Then we travel in here, the area which we cannot proceed towards. We go to the gate, meet Anaxa, and we are in this space dimension right here, the pocket right next to that place. And it does not seem like the area goes all that deep. I assume that the throne at which we are looking would be suffice for this place. It does not look like anything to the right looks like it, although maybe this place does. But he's probably chambered up in here, right? Would make sense if he next to the wheel or whatever, the water wheel. So purely feels like an adventure thus far. The region did not go that far deep in yet, right? It does resemble of all those ideas. It provides us with lore pieces, the characters. I would say nothing crazy is going on, but at the same time, since the involvement of Aglaia and the bigger picture of this region, what concerns this region right now at the moment overall, with all the theme of restoring the core flames and bringing about titans together with who fend off the black tide and whatever else threatening the existence of the dimensional space hidden from the outside world. Also, as Danheng really wants to learn, which is why is it exactly hidden, what causing it to be hidden, whether it's intentional or consequence of some uncertainties. Surely we're about to find out each and every single thought leading up to that point. Where Finan ends up and Medei too, so I got plentiful of room and space still to learn all about Amphareus and what developers are proposing for us for this place to wrap up eventually neatly. Kirk! Ah, human been hiding here forever, yet those monsters never spotted me. Perhaps I'm just too tiny. Almost scared me to death. Couldn't even. Kirk! Right, let's reflourish the entire place. Apparently this is what we are doing.
そなた
Did they prevent it from leaving itself so that black tide does not spread ever further? You would assume that they in fact did. There's no other reasons why this would be a case. Here, could you kindly pluck a petal for me and place it into the pool?
花びらついたぞ。そなたビラを一枚取って池の中に落とすのだ。
Otosanoda. Remove a petal from the golden bowl of vows.
次は小さな女神。あれを再び唱えよ。モネータの司祭が唱える信玄だ。
That being the Autumnestius priests.
わかりました。
Cassius, why are you so shy in here? Not fond the idea of having affiliations with the Titan of Love? Are you afraid of loving?
モネータよ、
Oh,
トゥローディをもって誓いを封じ、そなたに願わん。そなたの禁止と愛が我が身を包まんことを。モネータよ、トゥローディをもって誓いを封じ、そなたに願わん。そなたの禁止と愛が我が身を包まんことを。
entwine my body with your golden thread and affection. Oh, Cassius, I would entwine with you anytime. Mimi Hikata!
これはタイタンと人の子らとの古い約束に過ぎん。どうだ？これは紛れもない禁止の誓い。我もそなたたちを陥れてはいないだろう。
確かにその通りです。
しかしそなた、鞭打たれた子犬のように不安そうな顔をしている。たとえ我が思うに誰が正しいかを話し合う前に共に協力し困難を乗り越えた方が良策ではないか。
あ、同感です。
ならよい。では水車に乗るとしよう。
ですが正体を明かさないまま協力するのは難しいのではないでしょうか。それに10日交換の原則に従えば試練とやらに合格した以上、あなたも真意を包み隠さず明かすべきです。
おやおや、たった一つの試練しか与えておらんというのに、そんな恨めしそうな顔をされると我も心が痛む。仕方ない。今回は特別に正直に答えてやろう。
Willing to make an exception and treat you with sincerity.
一人一問のみ。その子ウサギはカウントに入らん。さあ聞くがよい。
What do you mean not the little bunny? What the hell? Exactly, ma'am. You're too smart. Exactly. Precisely.
ええ、ではあなたから先にどうぞ。
Alrighty. Is this like single option in fact? Oh wow, that's a lot. Me first, but why? The stupid option is always the last one in this game, and this does not go any further from that. It's like using your question opportunity to ask why me first. That would be the most Stalia-like answer here. Stalia, no offense, looking directly at me as well. But right, so the true identity, the true appearance, purpose in testing us, why intertwine our fates?
そういった質問をするな。暗黒の潮のせいでタイタンはこの地に罠を張り巡らせた。ここから生きて出たいのならそなたたちに我の本体を取り戻してもらわねばならん。さて小さな死の女神よ。
お聞きします。今あなたが答えたことは全て真実であり、偽りは一切ありませんか？
That was a stupid question because you could have asked instead of truth. The truth is a very subjective term. You could have asked if she did not held out regarding that answer. That would be an actual like way to fish out an answer. Yeah, you see, it's pointless question that you just asked Cassius.
その言葉そのままお返しします。ですが私たちに敵意はありません。ただ潜在的な危険から身を守りたいだけなのです。
Yeah, looks like Cassius has safety concerns and Mamoritai she wants us to protect. Cassius is the best girl.
カリプソーさん、より良い協力関係を望むの。正直に答えた方が賢明。
いいだろう。先ほど答えたことは全て嘘偽りのない真実。
失礼です。事実を綴り合わせること嘘と変わりませんよ。
そうか。だとしても先ほどの答えを変えるつもりはない。
では案内を。論より証拠。啓蒙の玉座にたどり着けば誰が正しいのかおのずから明らかになるでしょう。
いいだろう。最初はそなたのことを暗淡たる手が人間界に植えた花のつぼみのように感じていたが、
褒め言葉として受け取っておきます。褒め言葉として受け取っておきます。
Originally thought that you were just a beautiful flower planted in the mortal realm by the hand of shadow. But now I see you have some prickly thorns too.
いいだろう。最初はそなたのこと暗淡たる手が人間界に植えた花のつぼみのように感じていたが、今となってはむくれている毒キノコの方が近いな。
Antantaro. Talanton is the one of that red and she says Antantaro. Hand of shadow. Damn, Cassia is really angry.
その通り。無邪気なそなたを褒めている。
Charming naivety.
さあ、水車に乗ろうか。
Throbbing heart.
我は上で待っているぞ。
Hey lady, it's like no explanations what happened with the riots. They look a bit evil here, like they turned from blue to red. Hello. Are they not going to attack us? Looks like we are using the Ferris wheel in here. Oh no. Oh, come in here, water wheel. Hey buddy, check out this cool thing. This water feels fascinating. I can spend forever here. Kirk. Ascend. Ellie, it's your time to ascend. Oh, that's it, Stella becoming a woman. From as simple as the girl playing in Pokemon and Galactic Wars. Oh no, not the Zagreus. Oh, I get it's mine now. Yeah. Ah, you idiots. So, this game was not easy to figure how to play, but you just hold down spacebar and wait until it goes to your spacebar, like to your arrow, and catch it again. Hold it down again. Spirited Bartalos, recognize this place, you're standing in a Titan's heart. If I could manage to steal that, I, Bartalos, would go down in history as the greatest thieves of all. You're all talk. So what, the great Cerses surely wouldn't mind. Speaking of Cerses, did you know they originally came from a strand Kephirit's hair? I once thought of trying the same, cutting my hair to see what would grow, but guess what? I suddenly realized I had no hair. Alright, funny man. I believe in it. Good one, in fact. Invisible wall. Oh, can I not just pass? Come on, let me pass. Oh my god, what is this like structure? Oh my god, nothing but twisted scholars in here. They didn't even decay, like, you know? Alright, this one is like with open eyes, kind of brutal. Usually when someone dies, eyes in fact stay open. All muscles, they kind of ease up, so as you might know, like, that may result in some like unnecessary developments. Yep. Can we close up on him? I don't need it for any purposes. I'm not a maniac, but just sitting in there in a funny pose. It almost looks like he's just chilling in here in the grass. A red hair at who? Tribi? Oh, she's a master stalker.
そなたたちが思っているほど多くはない。ただ ミツバチの羽音が聞こえたような気がしてな。
あなたの例えばお世辞にもいいとは言えませんね。
Gasta is very concerned of that woman. On regional characteristics of rituals, excerpt. Next I shall provide examples illustrating how different city-states, cultural customs influence local Titan mythology. A well-known mythological tale in Amphireus tells of a coastal tribe in the era Chrysia, who suffered from tsunamis. Led by their chief, they built dams and dug channels to block the waves. This caught Phagosa, the Titan's playful attention, who destroyed their work with giant waves. When the chief angrily questioned this, the Titan transformed into a great whale and proposed a wager. If they could cross the sea to a distant island within 7 days, the Titan would cease troubling them and grant them their treasure. But should they fail, their coast would forever remain submerged. In common versions, humans triumphed because Aquila taught their chief to build rafts with help from Gorgios on their journey, but in versions told some coastal cities like Aristia, Phagosa is the only Titan who appears. They teach shipbuilding to the chief as they are intrigued by a challenge from humanity and try to ensure fair play. Finally, they give up being an obstacle for humanity due to being moved by human courage. So more of this like folklore, the Titan lore and locals. Reverence for Phagos. I boldly hypothesize that under the influence of different regional cultures, people unconsciously project their needs and desires, or the needs and desires of their group, onto Titans. I will now provide this point from a different perspective. It's well known that among Zagreus' pranks done on the gods, the most famous is stealing Mnestia's offerings by hiding in the shadow of Mnestia's statue. In popular versions, there is a seemingly unimportant detail at the end of the story. Unable to catch Zagreus, Mnestia punishes their own priest instead, causing him to never see beauty again. Such a small detail sparked major debates many times among scholars and artists in the history of city-states like Aurelia and Melios. Due to their different backgrounds, positions and beliefs, people have different levels of acceptance towards this whimsical divine punishment. Some extreme Mnestia disciples rejected persistently, entirely, violently declaring shamefully blasphemy against the perfect divine, and consider the topic unmentionable taboo on all ceremonial occasions. Above is the foundation of the content that this book will now discuss in detail, which is the variations in Titan worship ritual in different regions. In other words, how people from different cultural environments conduct appropriate ceremonies to please the corresponding Titans based on their understanding of divine preferences and tendencies. Alright. Our senses alone can fulfill our souls, while cold reason only kills them. Like a blade destroying pure tender buds. When facing true beauty, any thoughts are but sacrilege. Kirk! Is there some achievement for restoring this? We get Ambrosia. I believe it's the material that we need for title bounty here. Yeah, you see, we are plenty certain we should be able to level up to 20 soon-ish. What was this? On the duality of curses. Oh my god, imagine how many like Titans in there, like how many of these like lore pieces are we going to provide to ourselves about each one of them. You feel that the Ion system is complicated, like. In the years that offers verifiable historical records, the study of Titans has become a prominent science and has continued to flourish. However, it seems that exploration into Cersus has never gone deeper than the surface level. As a Nosparist scholar, I must say that this phenomenon is ironic, that our research into reason lacks any depth of reason at all. In my many years of research, I have noticed phenomenon that is worth serious consideration. As a manifestation of reason, what Cersus themselves display are not purely logical characteristics, but a subtle duality. This duality is not only reflected in their choice of form, but also in the way that they influence the world. First, let us consider a question. Why would the embodiment of reason choose to descend to the world in the form of the giant tree? This choice in itself harbors a deeper meaning. There are many records of scholars' thoughts regarding this question in the ancient writings of the Grove of Epiphany. Some believe that this is a rejection of geometry, and some believe that this hints that logic must be rooted in reality. According to records saved in the Library of Philae, Curses first took root in the world right at the beginning of the Era Creatura. The world at that time was full of chaos and instability, yet curses chose to tightly intertwine themselves with the earth through their roots. This choice insinuates that logic is not in fact above nature. It actually needs to grow in the soil of reality. The dual authority of reason. In my research I have discovered that the authority of curses actually consists of two seemingly contradictory aspects: rational thought and procreation of life. This kind of duality has never been before in another titan. When we observe the wide riots of the growth of Epiphany, this duality is particularly clear to see. They are not only capable of carrying our philosophical speculation, but also maintaining the most primordial life force. In my recent research on the rings of the sacred tree, I discovered that the growth of its rings displays surprising order and regularity. Order bears a striking resemblance to the golden ratio summarized by ancient mathematicians. This seems to show that the foundation of reason comes from the observation of laws of nature. In the history of the growth of Epiphany, we can see how Cerces perfectly unifies these two seemingly contrasting qualities. They are both the guardian of knowledge and the nurturer of life. Whenever the sparks of inspiration burst forth in the growth, the giant tree will condense due to sustain new ideas. These ideas will be converted into nourishment to promote the growth of life. One particularly noteworthy idea is the chamber of purifying tears as design. The traditional view is that cold aids in activating the brain and promoting thought. However, I have discovered through research, cold is a form of purification that allows those who seek knowledge to return to life's most basic and authentic state. This kind of ritualistic design perfectly embodies Cerces' dual attributes of reason and life. Revelation. This discovery holds a special meaning in our current generation. When the Black Tide raged and we were forced to leave our homes, pure rational planning alone would likely lead us to despair. It is just as I witnessed during my evacuation. Those who rely on reason alone will never get far, while those who listen to both the rational mind and the call of nature will often find a way to escape danger. I will use the research of us Nosparists as an example. If we rely simply on cold alchemical calculations when seeking transformation from mortal to higher beings, we are doomed to failure. True transformation requires us to understand the duality of reason. It is the guidance to thought and the rhythm of life. Conclusion. Though the research into the duality of curses, I have come to an important conclusion. Reason is not as singular as we commonly believe. It is both a method of thought as well as the rhythm of nature, the origin of knowledge and the impetus of growth. It is precisely this duality has allowed curses to play such a unique role within the order of Amphirios. As I write this manuscript, I cannot help but recall the wide riots I saw in the grove of Epiphany, as they unfurled their branches and leaves under the rays of light. They not only abode by the most rational rules of growth, but they also displayed the most natural form of vitality. Perhaps this was the most direct hint that Curses has left for us, that true reason must coexist symbiotically with life itself. Many mentions of reason in here, it's like they're really finding reason in many establishments, but the prime idea here of reason being rooted deeper into the life itself as a phenomenon. Well, that you mustn't subjugate either. Note, part of the argument in this manuscript is derived from the research conducted on the H rings of the growth of Epiphany's sacred tree. My sincere gratitude to my Nosparist colleagues for their support and suggestions. Yeah, the duality of curses, freedom of nature and life, all those themes, the wide riots. If you want to evolve, as it said, by the principles of the alchemy, you should understand that, and also, like, if you want to survive, also you cannot rely solely on calculations. You have to understand nature of life. The prime idea of these researchers from the school of which school it was? I apologize. There's a lot of school. Like, you think I'm going to memorize, and that's like in an hour or at all. Nosparists. Which one is that? It's the first one, responsible for reviewing experiments and research to ensure that investigations would not endanger the growth itself. It's an axiom. So it's an axiom node, basically. Very cool. Tearful Tales Collection. The School of Eternity. For countless mornings we would recite the teachings of Thaliusus on the stone steps of the courtyard of Storge. As the morning dew condensed on the leaves above us, also it mentioned that knowledge kind of condenses into the dew. You know that since that transportational system with fairy wheels or whatever they're called. As I said multiple times, it's like that tree from the Genshin, right? The theme very like, you know, it aligns with the idea of fantasy. You know, it works because humans and nature, they go hand in hand, like in it absolutely works. It feels like it's the theme that will be actual for the rest of eternity, so long as nature exists, so long as those kind of like the green living creatures that do not have opportunity to speak, but they're also living being, allow us to process the oxygen and allow us to breathe. The lesson that day was meant to be like any other. We were discussing the differences between the ideals of erythrakerism and Helcolitism, erythrakeramism and Helcolitism at the Star Chase Ultron, to debate whether sensory knowledge supersedes reason or whether reason births sensory knowledge. Suddenly someone shouted out, "Look, up in the sky, what is that?" We raised our heads to see that the stars in the sky had dimmed as they were eclipsed by a layer of fog. Only later did we learn that this was the portent of the black tide's coming. The teacher calmly responded, "Everyone, we shall terminate our teachings for the semester here. Hope that you all will remember that is the most noble form of ritual." That was the final lesson that I received within the grove. Your daughter Elena, dearest mother, remember that you once told me that the cold can clear our minds. Now, immersed in the cold of this pool, all I feel is numb. Never got to see you on the day that you left us. You followed the caravans to Okhima and said that you would bring me back a copy of the On the 7 Emotions and 3 Forms of Love, but the black tide came too quickly. Now I finally understand why this place is called the Chamber of Purifying Tears. This pool is not only purifying my body, it is also washing away the sadness in my heart. Oh, how I wish I could taste your cinnamon rolls just one more time. Could it be perchance this Elena to be the girl we are traveling with? What was the name of the girl? Calypso? Calypso, something like that. They said that we would die, but how could it she fear death? Our root systems are connected and our memories flow between us. Even if our branches dry and rot, the seeds of intellect will sprout again. I remember the scholars who would come and go through the land. They would speak to us and see us as beings of wisdom. It was fascinating. They forget the wisdom of life itself in their pursuit of eternal knowledge. When the black tide breaks us down, it is the youngest branches that wither first. This reminds me of the first lesson of curses. Reason must be rooted in the earth. Is this like Dryad's, like dying ramblings recorded from a dying white Dryad? Yeah, in fact. I didn't need to read the title to know that it's from Dryad. So it's like creatures, they do not afraid of death, they kind of the knowledge keeps on sprouting all on their own. I mean, true. So long as there's living creatures, the knowledge just it keeps on flowing and flowing and flowing. Confessions of a Fugitive. As I escaped with all the books I could carry, the library of Philia had already been mostly overrun by black tide. Those precious manuscripts dissipated into a cloud of black smoke and I came across many other scholars who were trying to escape along my way. We supported each other and shared what rations we had remaining. When we were overwhelmed with fear, we would take turns reciting the content of the works we could remember, so we wouldn't lose the wisdom of the grove. As we were running away from the grove, it was with utmost irony that I kept remembering the warning Thaliusus shared regarding pilgrimages. When you are chasing after the stars, make sure to pay attention to what lies underfoot. Perhaps this is some kind of cruel joke of fate. Oh, we have come to this place to pursue knowledge. It is only when we are running for our lives that we finally come to understand the teachings of the sages that came before us. When you are chasing after the stars, make sure to pay attention to what lies underfoot. Yeah, very good phraseologism, I'm not going to lie. I do. Though we have come to this place to pursue knowledge, it is only when we are running for our lives that we finally come to understand the teachings of the sages that came before us. Yeah, knowledge comes at a big price. You cannot overstep boundaries of knowledge. Knowledge, it's you know, it leads towards the self-destruction. Knowledge is infinite, and human mind only capable of providing limited amount of capacity. Stay discovered next to a corpse. Oh, great curses, you have taught us reason and intellect, but never the terror of death. As the black tide devoured your roots, I saw your final leaf on your branches still trying to stretch out and reach towards the skies. If this is truly the end, please grant me your tenacy and allow me to think until my final moment. Editors afterward, as I was compiling those stories, I often found myself unable to stop crying. As each tear fell onto the paper below, it would cause the ink to spread into a small pool. It was as if those who had passed were still trying to tell me their unfinished stories. However, I think that this is... Oh my god, what a tragic place, Jesus. I know that death is a tragedy, but these sages, they bring it to another level, like crying on a paper and unfinished stories. Jesus Christ. However, I think that this is the final epiphany that Curses has left us. That even in the darkest of times, our flame of reason will never be extinguished. You are extremely smart. Yeah, it's like, even if body is corrupted, the mind, it kind of continues to regulate thoughts, sprouting out of other living beings, out of life. Life keeps on pursuing those like allegories of kind of like sprouts being able to grow out of concrete, those kind, right? Everyone knows of those twists of like how do sprouts manage to sprout out of concrete, out of brick. Well, if someone really wants to live, right, and as they keep on mentioning here, like life and nature intertwine, keep on mentioning that and mentioning, like, yeah, life can persist in the most cruelest of environments and adapt to many things, different ones. The core flame of reason will never be extinguished. If you are reading this in a distant future, please remember the grove was not merely a place that imparted knowledge to countless scholars. It is also a symbol of our ideals and belief. Though we have fallen, our ideals and faith will always remain here, never to be extinguished. Very dedicated scholars. I'm gonna say just right away that there has not been crazy amount of development since we started here, but and came by. Oh, looks like that guy after all in this chamber, not in that one. Well, ever since we started, the developments did not show itself a crazy amount here thus far, but definitely very precisely interesting place. Just 10 out of 26 boxes in the top left corner. It is the only location available for this expansion, right? For this version, which runs out in approximately 3 days. I hope it's not too long for what is left. We're just going to meet Anaxa and it's going to end, right? I hope it goes that far. Nothing crazy is going to happen here. The place is interesting and it provides a different angle on already established roster of Titans and Titan Kings. All those bearers of golden blood, whether it's Tribi, Aglaya or else. Battles? No. Kai's golden bud of treasures. Oh, we must be farming this one. I'm sorry, which material it provides? This one? Enemies such as... Oh, this one? Tier 2 synthesis material, Calyx. Enemies such as Furier warriors drop Strife or Winscast from Kremnus. Destructible objects and unfairs. We have plentiful of this one. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to farm it, but I don't feel like we need to at the moment. I am going to pull casters. Does she use any of this? I don't know. It seems like we have plentiful enough and we can synthesize on top of it. Doesn't seem to be of biggest concern immediately. So looks like another part of the map leading to the other passage, making it an entire loop in here. Transmagrifiers as notes. I am certain that I have seen the truth. Maybe those fruits affected my judgment. Chrysios, the Lotophagist. I saw Sage Medea standing alone in the moonlight. It seemed like she had not noticed me. I saw her body begin to twist and extend like the patterns of a growing tree, yet compressed down to the time it takes for a few breaths. Her arms transformed into branches, her hair into vines, and her skin became covered in fine lines like the rings of a The most shocking part was that she began to speak to the surrounding plants in a whispering voice that I had never heard before. I think this explains why the Lotofagists can so accurately comprehend the true nature of plants. Their sage was not just researching the plants, she herself was a plant. So she's not a person at all. Even if she's a person, she's a plant that can transform into a person. Maybe I can refer to her as... Wait, I think there were similar records in the Grove archives. Oh god! Someone's coming, I can hear footsteps down the corridor. No, those are not footsteps, they sound more like the sound of branches dragging across the floor. It's fine, she knows that I know the secret. No, this is her secret. Or the secret of our school. Wait a second, why was she so eager to recruit me in the first place? And said that I had a great talent and passion for plant research. Could it be? Am I going to end up the same as Media? I'm starting to get an idea. There's a memo written on the final page of this notes, clearly in another person's handwriting. These notes were discovered in the bushes of the Garden of Wisdom during the month of Fortune, light calendar year 3745. I was on 36 in the previous ones. After investigation, it had been confirmed that Chrysios had indeed mistakenly ingested the fruit of a plant that is known for causing intense... Idiot, like what the hell? Do you ingest freaking hallucinatory fruits and write notes down? Did that idiot just steal an entire like mechanism? End the heart? How dare you? The end of time is upon us. Oh, it's the fighting one. No? Don't tell me it's the fighting one, please. Those are so annoying. Oh my, finding your way through the woods without getting lost. Impressive, impressive. Growth, that is. We're old friends by now, and the way you handle Onyx's power so naturally. Maybe we've danced this dance 1,000 times before in their long memories. Why are you doing this eternal cycle conspiracy theory? Seeing this land ravaged by the black tide does not seem remind you of the secret treasure in the desert. But that's fine. I, Bartholus, love all uncertain things. The unknown treasures in chests, seeds that might sprout into anything, and that legendary cat that could be both dead and alive. Schrodinger's. Uncertainty holds the great wisdom, as great Zagreus used to say. Wisdom is the art of achieving what was impossible to you. I hate games that are without wisdom. What's your relationship with Zagreus though? As a spirit thief, I, Bartholus, am blessed to call the coin of whimsy both ancestor and friend. Rather obvious, no? Legend has it that the other titans tied a star to Zagreus to stop their pranks. Every time Zagreus escaped to the sky, the thief star would mark their trail. Here's the trick, Zagreus attached the star to a stone. So whenever they wanted to do mischief, they'd simply lost the rock. Sending the titans on a wild chase after the thief star while missing what's right under their noses. How do how do you toss the rock that has a star attached to it? What kind of hands do this like? Tell you what, I wasn't really after the seat anyway, so consider it yours. Just remember, the Grove's path often leads you in, but not out. Mind you, don't lose your way. Who dares approach? Cower before my power, punny human. Even those monsters dare not approach. How could you possibly? Wait, you're actually coming over. I'm sorry, I was just joking. Oh. Holy moly. Is that path available now? Should be, right? How do you even get down there? Oh, the music is beautiful in this style game. It's very calm. What is this one? Meteoric Eagle. Honestly, has been a lot of progression for the day already. Like, if I stop in here for a good reason. Notes of the Erythrokeramist. This one is not too easy to... This one is not too hard to read out, like ceramics, like, you know. In dreams we bid loved ones last goodbye, then we wake to find simple joys that makes us smile. In dreams we dance with familiar near, yet dawn brings tears for homes no longer here. Between dreams and waking, life flows on, fragments joined like pearls upon a string. We think ourselves wise enough to tell dreams from reality, but if we never wake, how can we know we dream? And if we ever dream, how can we call ourselves to wake? Stars both rise and set in heaven's dome, all life must bloom then find its final home. Time flows eternal through worlds vast and deep, while fate weaves webs where all must dance and leap. Where but small motes in fate's grand design, brief sparks that in life's vast dome shine. We tremble wild as clouds that drift and fade. Why seek to grasp what can't be understood? Why build what world has never stood? Why build on beds already made? Why seek depths beneath the late? What senses cannot grasp need not be. If it is as nothing. Wide rides dance, I see sweet scent grows, while feast songs taste like honey's gentle flow. Grow flow, I'm sorry, right? So the song is like, a flower greets me, all senses embrace it, there it dwells. Yet to records sketch or preserve it, into something else it will transform. The place seems plenty interesting, like, need not less to say, right? Oh my god, what is this one? What is these shapes that they're providing here? Jesus Christ. Oh my god, what is this? Where do I put this kind of shape into it? I'm sorry. It starts by very like nature, right? And then you look at this, like, the shape of this thing is the ugliest piece ever. Almost like this, but if you go by the logic, this thing's supposed to be like here, because it allows for this like left side to be developed in this way, but this then supposed to be like where, like, they're uneven, like, what do you do in here? Is there some shape I'm missing? Almost like this feels like, but it's not it. This feels pretty clean, but it's not it. Oh my god, how do you even get that middle one without breaking the entire piece? Yuck. I think this is like triangles at the top and at the bottom. You're supposed to be like eliminating those triangles by applying them to each other, almost feels like. We gotta be understanding shapes here, I feel like. Like, these parts are the ones that should be feeling the borders of this thing. It's kind of in reverse too, like, this is not what I need. This almost makes an entire shape of what we need, by the way, but does it? No. Wait, where's that left triangle? Here it is, but it does not change all that much. What an ugly one. What do you propose me to do here? Like, what's that line at the top right to like? What's that? What just happened? I'm sorry, like... So this rhombus at the top, this at the top. This one... like this. Oh, the shape here is absolutely insane, like... I'm not going to
と
lie.
ころかな。いや、この品で最後だね。
Wow, nice bootses. Woven shoes inlaid with silver studs, placing worded patterns across the sand she treads. On her mission to gather all the poems of the past, she has never once ceased her footsteps. The river of souls seeks out death and forms a path to the underworld across barren fields. When world claims too many lives and souls have nowhere to rest, the tides at the river of souls surge onto the land, with Thanatos steering a ship to claim the wealth of the deceased and guide them the afterlife. They are believed to be second in justice only to Talanton, as they only the excess from the gods. Only take the excess from the gods. Without robbing the deceased of the assets they need to reach the afterlife. Who else is in here? Coin of Whimsy Zagreus, we do know this one. Apparently they're fine. Pillar of Stone Georgios. Titan of Ice and the Seas were also born of their dormant breath. Christos' higher mythology believes that every mountain range was once a physical manifestation of Georgios. Georgios, I'm sorry. Georgios. Chalice of Plenty Fagulsa, which one's this? Oceans and Storms, so water basically. Aquila, that one's the sky, so these three make up the landscape, right? The earth, water, and the sky. So, strife, like a tomfoolery, I don't know what else to call this. Zagreus, mischiefs, right? So strife, mischiefs, and death. The landscape. The world builder one, Kephalia. The one that takes up everything into them. Original creation, so primordial one. The one of love, Mnestia, next to the one of intelligence, Curses. Mnestia is fine, but Curses isn't. They seem to be tied towards each other since Curses committed to... But Curses never responded. Mnestia passed away crying tears of blood, and legend states that Mnestia fell in love with the recent Titan Curses. They sat under the giant tree for a long time, endlessly confessing their love to the Titan, but Curses never responded. Mnestia passed away crying tears of blood, and the Rose reborn from their golden cocoon as a humanoid figure, covering themselves with their broken cocoon. They set out on a journey around Amphireus with the blessing of their kin. Finally, Mnestia returned from their adventure with the love of family, friends, and true love gatherers from the world, wove them into golden chrysalises alongside their body and heart, and gifted them to Curses. In the arms of their lover they were reborn in the chrysalis of gold. Ever since this moment, the butterfly and the tree have been inseparable and dependent on each other for survival. Gate of Infinity, Janus, Scale of Justice, Talanton, Veil of Evernight, Onyx. So Talanton is the one of justice, as it says, the one of scales. Lone Justice pretty much balancing out order of the world. The one of time, Onyx. Apparently they are not fine. Onyx's priests can evoke incredible miracles with their secret rituals capable of bringing in the past to the very present. And they also can gain oracles of the future from their titan through the echoes across Evernight Vale. So, Janus, Gate of Infinity, I have no clue which one, that one? I know every single one of those up until now, but Janus. The Janusopolis location itself is kind of like engulfed in darkness, right? But which one's that? The Core Flame of Passage. Titan of Passages and Roads. No existence and ends of all paths. Point to unseen directions, create non-existent paths, and open doors to all broken mortal worlds. Janus is the god most revered by humanity amid the three Fate Titans. Compared to the shapeless Talanton and silent Onyx, they are more willing to guide humans. It's like a kind of law is shapeless, you cannot grasp the law, and Onyx is silent because it's literal time. Apparently this one isn't. It's also due to the wall between Janus and Thanatos that the souls of the dead can be ferried towards the next life at the end of all things. However, per the laws created by Talanton, blessings come hand in hand with curses. Very few are aware that the god of doors is also the god of isolation and imprisonment. I am blessed that I am able to, in fact, enjoy it here today. You know, it's kind of gloomy outside. The world is kind of very inconsistent place. But whether we live and die, and all this like computer science changes and our perception on the world and terms with the world too. All this like going absolutely upside down. The only thing that people seek for is consistency with having food and warm place to live in, and not get thrown into some like absolutely moronic power struggles, right? So I hope, you know, the world is not going to change itself out in a fast manner, but also feels like it's never going to change anywhere, anything. Just like everyone's going to just live their lives entirely, just like pretending nothing happened. Well, it is what it is. Maybe it's for the better. Who knows? Though you cannot say that things are stable anywhere in this world, in real life. But yeah, you know, there's no need to be pessimistic about any of that, because life it will eventually end anyway. So you accept that as a matter of fact and live happily so as much as you possibly can. So the Star Rail game is extremely important to all of gacha games we have today. It's incredibly pleasing to live alongside of it. They really put an incredible amount of effort to deliver the most pleasurable experience to many people scattered all across the world. As such, everyone should be. Whether it's this Star Rail game or Wooden Waves or any other gacha game, but these two games are the biggest one today. Honkai Star Rail and Wooding Waves, right? Nothing else is as trending, modern and flagman as these two games. As such, I hope everyone enjoys these games at their own pace. There is no need to rush towards it as soon as the region comes out or anything like that. You can enjoy these games at your own pace. The most important part is to enjoy to begin with. So I hope everyone does. And the new developments are soon to approach with addition of cast series and new storylines to witness. I'm not certain if I'm going to voice out anything forth from ending of this version. I may clear it out silent and hop on Wooding Waves to be honest. I'm putting forth an incredible amount of effort and time to get as deep as possible approach towards this place. Perhaps maybe a little bit deeper than necessary, but could be a little bit faster and efficient with that time, but I feel like there's many things to address and people should be doing so in their own manner, like by themselves. I feel like I'm here to only provide glimpse of what this allows for us. That is as much as I'm here for. So going to continue forth doing the same, finding interest in there, and I hope other people do so as well. An incredible amount of developments and interesting to acknowledge, explore and witness in Eurodeo timeline. So don't waste any opportunity, all of you. Thank you for watching, and as per usual, stay tuned and enjoy games. You must be enjoying good things and spreading goodwill of good games. Thanks, and see you all soon around with probably with finishing this silently and Wooding Waves, to be honest.